Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for August 12th, 2017. My name is Yoshi, and as always, I'm joined by Charlie Draco Cowan. What's up?
No, not much. Not much.
Not much, not much. So, we're back. I think the summer release
Bonanza.
bonanza flood of 2017 has slowed down a bit, so we are able to slowly creep back up and catch up. And we definitely didn't get as many releases this week, although we still had to cut some, but not as much this week. So we're gonna get started and talk about that. We got 7 PVs to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
First up,
First up.
Rosario Cross. They released like 8,000 PVs in the past month.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. At least in the past month, I would say at least three PVs. So, they're back with Yugure ga Nijinde Mienai yo. It's how do you call it? It sort of reminded me of the emotional ballady type songs that like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys used to do. It just the instrumentally at least felt like it.
Hmm.
Uh, I thought that was funny, and just I was trying to imagine like Justin Timberlake singing these songs, and I got a good chuckle out of it. So this is like a very sentimental emo song for Rosario Cross. Which they tend to do very energetic, typical idol pop stuff. So another change of, I believe last thing we talked about, they did something a little different as well, but this one is even more so. Um,
Yeah, I honestly don't remember what the last one was.
Yeah, it was on the roof and in the white room, and
And that one, it was only 2 weeks ago that one came out.
yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I liked it that much. It's pretty obvious since I don't remember shit. So sad sounding emotional song. I don't know if you were into it.
No.
No, yeah,
Nah, I wasn't really into this one at all. I mean, it's an alright song, but it doesn't do anything for me. And
yeah.
I didn't find it at all catchy.
Really, I thought it felt catchy. I just didn't like the lifeless vocal work. It just felt empty and soulless in a way. It sounded
Hmm.
hollow rather than sad. And that might just be because Rosario Cross aren't like the greatest singers. That's hardly an uncommon criticism for most idol groups, but like they're not the greatest singers, so maybe that's why, but I just can't get emotionally invested into it because the vocal work is a little weak and it just doesn't come off as sentimental or emotional
Maybe
vocally.
they just don't know how to put the emotion in it.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. You learn that through experience, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Uh
Maybe they don't have the experience to put the to sum of that emotion up.
Whether that's real life broken hearts and romances or vocal training, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to say really. It could be from either both of those things. So
I think the real life experience is probably the easier to do. Uh,
I would agree. Yeah, it is. It's cheaper too.
or at least it's easier to have it show up without really trying.
Right. You just kind of go through it. You don't
Yeah.
you know, go run into the fire and expect it. It just happens.
Yeah.
While vocal training, you have to go seek out, or management gives it to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's not quite ballady, but yeah, it's a very slower tempo song than they
It
usually do.
it sounds like a really bad knockoff of a Momo Club ballad.
What specific Momoclo ballad would you say?
I don't know if I could come up with a specific one, but it sounds like something Momoclo would do for a ballad,
Yeah,
or Ebisu would do for a ballad. But yeah, it lacks that punch.
yeah,
It doesn't have that emotion to it.
yeah. It's very It's not a emotional roller coaster. It's like a emotional tram ride.
Yeah.
They're taking you from the parking lot to the park.
Yeah.
It's how it just feels a little flat, and
Yeah.
I feel like the PV is very reflective of the song as well.
I'd say the PV is just boring.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't. It's not very inspirational. It's trying to be sentimental, but I don't understand why. What the reason, is that they're sad about.
Yeah.
I honestly can't tell. They're just like posing in a countryside house and riding a bike and walking in the field, basically.
It's got really good cameras, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure I like the.
Instagram filter.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the filtering on it.
Yeah, not a big fan of that.
I mean,
Like the
the
it's
video looks great.
Yeah,
Like,
it's clear, crisp, good colors, but then there's that brown tint, like brown or
yeah,
grayish tint on it.
yeah.
It's
Although the opening scene with the green hay or whatever that is in the grass and the opening scene looks really green. It looks really good.
yeah,
It just looks dark.
yeah, definitely. Like especially inside that house, you can't see anyone's face really. It's all shadowed.
Yeah, but I think that might be intentional.
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't know if I like that because this is at the end of the day an idol peeve, and you kind of want to see their face.
I mean, they show their faces, but I think that was a artistic design on,
Yeah,
especially with them sitting at the table and doing the arm movements, which is kind of a cool scene, but it's not enough to save the video.
yeah, it's still very boring.
I think in that case, I would have actually rather have preferred them to do the I don't know what it's called, where they do the shadow uh, stuff, like in ninja movies where you just see the shadow of the person.
hmm
I think I would have
Like the
preferred
silhouettes or actual shadows.
actual shadows,
Okay.
like in I think they did it in Dino Juncho where they used the paper walls
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they were just shadows with the bright light behind them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have preferred that to the just really dark. We're sitting here.
Yeah,
Shot.
my God, this is. Yeah, it's not even sentimental. It's not even. It's
Yeah.
not even sad. It's just
No.
like so void of emotion, like actual emotion.
I mean I get depressed watching it, but that's not because of anything that they do. It's because of what they. Well, okay, it is because of what
You're
they
right.
do,
Yeah, I agree.
but it's the lack of any substance to it.
Yeah, yeah. There's
But
no weight to it. It's just
yeah,
all
it's like
pretend. I get it. It is all pretend.
well,
That's
yeah,
idols, right? That's entertainment. A lot of it is pretend.
yep,
But yeah, it's just void of any like I don't want to say personality because you don't really need to have personality, but what is the characteristics or the theme coming away with this? It just looks like the members look more bored than sad. That's
mm-hmm.
because there's no really actual context. So if you were to take out the audio and just watch the video by itself, it just looks like the members are being bored because you don't know
Yeah,
what the song sounds like. It doesn't look like, oh, they're sad, which this song is supposed to be, I believe. So,
I don't know. I don't. I do not understand enough Japanese to tell you if it's supposed to be sad or what.
I
So
don't. I think it might be subtitled if you turn on the
yeah, it is.
closed captioning. It says lyrics
No,
subtitled. I don't know if it's in English as well, because I believe the last
no,
PV, when I was watching the last PV, it showed up in English randomly with the YouTube subtitles, and it looked pretty accurate. I don't know if that
no.
happens with this one. No?
There's no closed captioning on this one. It's just
Okay.
the Japanese subtitles in the video.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it was the last one. I'm pretty sure I watched it in English. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but yeah, I'm totally not feeling it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all
Wait,
right.
why is
Anything
she
else?
riding a bike? What is
I
sad
don't
about
know.
that?
There's no context as to like why
There's
they're
no
sad.
there's no substance to this. There's
Yeah,
no
and
meat to it.
I forgot. At the end, one of the members is at an intersection, and she sees the green light for the pedestrians to walk and cross, right? And she sees the green light and she smiles. What the fuck? What does that mean? You have the green light to pass. It's supposed to be a metaphor for your life or something. I don't know.
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. All right, anything else on this?
No.
Rate it.
Um, yeah, the song's not terrible.
No, it's not.
I definitely wouldn't seek it out to listen to it because it would put me to sleep. That's how much I would actually like pay attention to it. So I'll give this song a 70. The PV gets like a 60, maybe a 59. It's
Yeah, go with the 59. I like the
Yeah.
59. I'll give the PV a Jesus, like 55. I think I said something like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago where I said this is the most boring PV I've seen in a long time. I think this rivals it. Whatever I said that for, I think it's close because I don't remember that PV either. But I remember saying it. I remember saying specifically this might be the most boring PV I've seen in a long time, and I feel like this is up there with it.
Was that the other PV that we're talking about the B side to tonight? Was that Fullfull Pockets?
It might have been, yeah, it might have been. That sounds about right.
I rewatched that one just to hear the song.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. I'll give this song a 72. I do think it has a pretty good hook. I just don't think they take advantage of that good hook. It just kind of waste it. And 5 minutes is way too long for this song. They take 5 full minutes. Full 5 minutes. So it's way too long. This song should have been 4 minutes, 4:30 at max. It's just way too long.
I'm not even sure I would have gone 4.
Yeah,
3
but
and a
yeah,
half.
I get it. Slower songs are gonna take a little longer to finish. So I give them, I give them a little bit of leeway. But yeah, it's too long. All right, that's Rosario Cross. Yugure ga nijinde mienai yo. Next up, oh god, that's loud. That's Shiritsu Ebisu Chuugaku. Yell.
I turned it down before I actually turned my audio on.
Yeah,
today.
unfortunately, proxy site, they tend to do that.
Yep. Rip headphone users.
Yep. It wasn't too bad. I think the headphone people will be fine. All right, so Ebisu's back with a single, but here's the catch. This is some sort of collaboration tie-in with Ritsumeikan Daigaku, or Ritsumeikan University in Kyoto, Japan. Why Kyoto, Japan? Why Ritsumeikan? I don't know, but a group based in Tokyo somehow, doing a collaboration with a university in Kyoto. And also, Ritsumeikan is a fucking private university, so that's arguably kind of gross. It's a little weird.
Yeah, but how many public universities does Japan really have?
Right. But I feel like doing a collaboration with a public university is a little bit more cleaner.
Waseda's private, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so. That's a very hard school to get into.
So and groups have done plenty of promotions for Waseda.
Yeah, it's just doing a full PV at the location and then having some sort of implied tie-in in the about section. Little weird to me. A little weird.
Yeah.
It's if NMB was like, hey, we're doing a fucking baseball cheer song for PL Gakuen, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense because they're doing a baseball cheer song. But what is Ritsumeikan known for? I don't know. It's not known for idols. What is the tie-in here, really? Is it just to up the registration by saying Ebisu backs this university? I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
It's weird to me. So, this song is... my fear is coming true in my very own eyes, Draco.
Mm-hmm.
Ebisu is becoming this not crazy, not colorful, like in terms of song and personality, and becoming a very regular idol group, seemingly.
Turning into Nogizaka. Oh,
A little more hype than Nogizaka.
wow. A little more upbeat than Nogizaka. Nogizaka is way too ballad
So
for
it's a
me.
ballady, yeah. Like their last PV that we talked about, Nanaido, was very similar to this. It was like a mid-tempo
Yeah.
rock idol pop song. Kanjo Densha, I vaguely remember it. It was kind of like a sentimental song, and
think-
it wasn't all that hype.
Even Superhero is similar to this.
Yeah, but Superhero's 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, Superhero's 2 years ago. It was 2015. But I actually like Superhero a lot because I think it had a really powerful hook. This song doesn't really have that.
Superhero was a really good song.
Yeah.
Even though it was more... Actually, I'd say it was slower than this one.
It was definitely slower than this. That was as ballady as it gets, if you can call it a ballad.
Yeah, well, that's as ballady as it gets for Ebisu anyway.
Yeah. This is, similar in vein, instrumentally and tempo and energy-wise to stuff like Otona wa Wakate Kurenai or, what's that other song? Not Teo Tsunago. God damn it, I can't remember. But they've done similar songs like this, and Nanaido is very similar to this as well. And, my favorite Ebisu things are usually the ones that are batshit crazy and off the walls.
Chish.
It's Oh My Ghost, Karike no Cinderella, Haitateki, Mikaku ni Chuugaku X.
Dude, where was the... God, I can't think of the name. All I can think of is Tissue.
I mean, Tissue's great.
Yeah, but I can't think of the name of the song.
The Tissue.
Is it? Just
Yeah,
that?
it's the
Okay.
Tissue and has like a subtitle. It's long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, those are fun.
And yeah, this is too straightforward for me. Ebisu was my one of the few groups where I can go and say I don't know what to expect from them because they could just do something insane, right?
Yeah.
That group now is like Niji no Conquistador and not Ebisu. And that's kind of sad.
But I'm not even sure I qualify Nijikon as...
I think
that
Nijikon
either.
does some batshit crazy stuff.
But...
The zombie one, No Life of the Dead End Baby, whatever that song is.
I definitely see it with Ebisu, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, yes, Ebisu's getting older. Admittedly. Most of these girls are, what, in their 20s?
No. I think the only one in their 20s is Mayama.
Really?
Yeah. I think everyone's still like high school age. Pretty sure.
Aya is 18.
Yeah.
So...
And everyone else is basically younger than her, except for like Ayaka maybe.
Kashiwagi might be...
No, she's younger than Ai.
17.
Yeah. This might as well be like Palette.
I'd say Ebisu's still more upbeat than Palette.
Yeah, but the style of music is that.
Oh, Hinata is actually 18. They're a few months apart.
Yeah, but she's younger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And this is like 3 or 4 PVs singles in a row where I've been disappointed, and I'm just scared of the direction they're heading in. Yes, they already have 300,000 views in 6 days of this PV coming out. That's great, but at the same time, it just doesn't really speak to me. It's not catchy enough. Like if it was catchy, it'd be great, but I don't think it's catchy. I don't think the hook is great.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. This is more along the lines of what Sakura Ebi's was last week.
Right. It's at least Sakura Ebi's wasn't like typical Idol. It was like kind of funky. This is like
Yeah, but
typical Idol.
It was still pretty safe.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's not your typical Stardust craziness that,
yeah.
that I would say the only one that's actually doing crazy stuff right now is like Takoyaki Rainbow.
Yeah.
Shachihoko's PV Start, I think it was, earlier this year. That song was pretty straightforward. That PV is very straightforward. Not much craziness going on. We're starting to lose a little bit of the edge that I think I liked from Stardust. And
Yeah.
Momoklo, Blast, and Kyokai? No, Pendulum or whatever.
Yeah.
Those songs do nothing for me, basically. PV was good for Blast, but the songs are...
I still enjoyed the Momoclo songs, but I don't know. Ebichu's always been a little hit or miss for me. I like their singles,
Yeah.
but a lot of times their mini albums or their album stuff just didn't do it for me.
I like a lot of their album stuff, so I don't know. I enjoyed them.
I
But-
enjoyed their solo stuff that they did.
Yeah, well, they don't
The-
do that anymore, do they?
The member solo stuff that they did. Well, it was generally like, yeah, we're doing a concert and we need to fill in time or something to that effect.
Oh, and if anyone's curious, what my favorite Ebichu, but not really Ebichu songs is Fantastic Baby Love with Kashiwagi Hinata. It's fucking amazing.
I like Darling, Anata.
Oh, with Ai and Hyadain.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fucking great. Those subunit albums are
yeah.
pretty great.
That was,
Uh,
that whole album was pretty good.
yeah. Let's talk about the PV. I'm assuming this PV takes place in the Ritsumeikan University campus, and it is the members dressed in blue, yellow,
God
red,
awful freaking outfits.
hot dog on a stick outfits,
Yeah.
Wonder Bread outfits, Chiquita banana outfits, and they were dancing around all over the campus with hardly anyone in the background. There's a couple shots where you see a couple of people, but for the most part, it's just basically the members. It's shot really nicely, good dynamic camera angles, but no plot, no theme, really. It's just them performing at random places in the campus.
Yeah. And I standing on what looks like a freaking golf course. That manicured lawn right at the front looks like a putting green or something.
Right, it's like perfectly manicured. Yeah, I mean, it's a private university. They probably have a ton of money.
Probably.
So, yeah, it's
What is this university called?
Ritsumeikan. Ritsumeikan. It's a private university in Kyoto. I like Ebichu a lot. I would probably give the PV a higher score if I liked the song a little more. Then, I wouldn't have such a sour taste in my mouth. But the song isn't very good for me, and the PV is not very good for me, so my scores will be reflecting that.
Okay. Apparently this university's got like really good foreign relations.
Right, it's like an international school. So,
Yeah.
and that doesn't, if that's what they wanted to highlight about this university, then have like foreign people in the background singing this song or something. I don't know. And then someone can call it exploitation of foreign people in Japan.
Yeah.
And that happens on a daily basis, unfortunately, over there.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's just what I see is it's supposed to be popular or one of the top rated for its international relations.
Yeah, that's basically the
Okay.
only thing that I got out of reading their Wikipedia page.
And that the only thing that tells me is okay. So Ebichu went to like Las Vegas and learned some stuff there. Maybe they had something to
I
do. I
don't
have
know
no
if
freaking clue.
I don't know if that has any direct relations. I know they did go to Las Vegas, but I don't know if that means anything. Maybe it was like a exchange program or something. But why Las Vegas? That doesn't really make any sense.
They were studying entertainment. They were.
We're
And,
majoring in entertainment, so send us to Las Vegas.
and stuff like that. They were studying how the Las Vegas like stage performances and stuff happen.
That
And,
makes sense, but
yeah.
it's I don't know. It's not really shown here if that's actually the case.
Yeah, there's I don't know.
No reference to it.
It's Japan. They do really weird freaking promotional stuff anyway. So
I mean, aside from reading it in the about section, I don't think anyone would give a shit that it takes place on a university campus and there's some sort of tie-in, because that's not inherently clear without reading. It just looks like a boring ass campus PV.
yeah, I mean, if it's supposed to be a tie-in with the campus, there needed to be something.
Yeah, like students in the background.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like an abandoned campus.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to this school.
Yep.
And one of the other things about the song is I noticed that they're like really taking the vocals seriously.
Well,
And
you know, they can't misrepresent a private university, right?
I just don't know. Yeah, but it's Ebisu. I don't know. It's one of those things, you know.
When you don't hear the I classic baby voice, and then she's just doing the lower singing.
Which I enjoy. But you also hear Kaho and them trying to sing seriously too.
Well, I mean, they have very unique voices, but they just kind of suck at singing, where I has a unique voice and can sing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least Kaho and Rico are trying.
But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is just not really working for me.
Yeah. Same. All right, anything else?
Yeah.
Rate it.
Uh, I'll give the song a 73. It's not bad, but yeah, it's one of those ME2 songs I would gladly skip if it came up. The PV gets a 65. It's shot well, and the girls look good, but they needed something else.
Yeah, I agree 100% with your assessment. PV, I'll give it 68. It's the only thing this PV has going for it is that it's shot really nicely. The members look great, fantastic. The location is really nice, but like literally no intrigue. It's just, God, I don't give a shit. I can't give a shit.
Those outfits suck though.
Yeah, I don't hate them, but you know,
I don't
whatever.
I don't like the rainbow freaking color.
Yeah, I don't see how anyone can like it. I'm okay with it. Song, I'll give a 70. It's okay. The hook isn't very good. I don't think it's catchy. It's very flat. It's void of the typical Ebisu personality, and this is like, what, 3 singles in a row, and I'm a little scared for them at this point. Not my Ebisu. Hashtag not my Ebisu.
Yeah.
So that's Shiritsu Ebisu Chuugaku. Yell. Next up, Yanakoto Sotto Mute. Awake is the song. So I just want to say, starting off with the song, instrumentally, this song is fucking perfect. I love everything about it. It's got this, like, melancholy edge to it. I love the bass work. The bass line is fucking amazing. Super catchy. You don't often hear the bass providing the melodies. But this song has that, and it's neat. You don't hear it too often, even in rock music. So it's fucking cool. And I love everything about the instrumentals, but I don't like the vocal melodies. I don't think it's catchy.
Yeah. I also feel like the instrumentals were mixed. Well, I won't actually say that. The instrumentals sound good. The vocals are mixed way too low,
Yeah.
and I that goes for like every song that comes from this one and up to the last one. The last one's kind of like that, but the next four songs, all of them, have that problem.
Hmm.
The either the instrumentals are mixed way too high, or the vocals are mixed way too low,
Hmm.
and it really annoys me.
I didn't really notice that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, the vocals are like really quiet compared to the instrumentals, and it's
I
really
think
hard to hear.
I think that's just I don't know if that's a I don't think they did it on purpose, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
Uh,
Because this is a song where I don't think the vocal work needs to be highlighted. It's not very catchy
well,
vocally.
I wouldn't say it needs to be highlighted, but I have a hard time even understanding what they're saying.
I mean, I don't understand anything what they're saying.
That's the problem. They needed to mix the vocals a little higher, or the instrumentals a little quieter, so you could actually hear them and understand it.
I don't think that'll make the song any better. Not that it's
Um,
good. I think it's fine, but I don't think that it would make the song better. I don't. That's not gonna solve the
mm,
melody not being
it could.
catchy.
It could help, but do I think it would save the song? No. But I think it could help it.
I think the only thing saving the song is the instrumentals. Honestly,
Uh,
I'll take a vocalless karaoke version of this. I'll be more than happy with it.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not sure I'm so hot on the instrumentals myself, but I think that's more just the style rather than the actual production of it.
yeah. I mean, I listen. I grew up listening to music like this, so
Yeah.
like it hits that itch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the PV. I guess
Hmm.
it's really not much to talk about
No.
either. They're performing in some sort of tiny movie theater. Probably seats like 50 people.
Maybe 100 if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's like a art house kind of theater where they only show like indie movies or something. You know,
Yeah. This is where they hold the Sundance
right?
screenings.
Very hipster looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so uh, that's it. They're performing on the stage with spotlights on them, and you know it's random shots of the members posing in front of things in the location, whether it's on a seat or you know random places.
The hallway in the back, or
Yeah, or the film room where the reel is actually moving behind them. So, yeah, that's it.
that's probably one of the more interesting shots if it had been a little more zoomed out
Yeah,
and not so tight in.
right.
Uh,
So, Yanakoto, their strength is definitely not in their PVs. Although I
no.
would argue that they sort of make sense with the songs, but I don't think they're very interesting.
Yeah.
So this is another one of their PVs where there's no plot, there's no actual theme. It's just the members and a place. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
and a cat.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
The cat comes with the theater.
The cat is like a magical cat that owns the theater. It's like some sort of Miyazaki film kind of character where he can
Maybe.
talk. I don't,
Maybe.
yeah, just trying to
Yeah.
make stuff up to make this a little more interesting than it is.
The cat is just, the owner's cat, and they're not going to imprison the cat while they're filming, so you deal with it.
Yep,
And they dealt with it.
yep. Just the cat meows at the end, basically, and then you see him in the intro for a little bit.
Yeah, I caught like just the part where he's got his mouth open and then he closes it. I'm like, who? Terrified. So fierce.
Yeah,
completely just.
this PV is just yeah, it makes me want to fall asleep.
Yep.
Anything else on this?
They need to change outfits.
Yeah, you still hate that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't like their outfits. I didn't even like them when I saw them on TIFF.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Dude, I kind of skipped over them on TIF, so on the Idol Festival. It's like, yeah, their music doesn't do it for me. So, I'll give
Yeah, it
this
does it
song
for me though.
yeah, I'll give this song a 70. It doesn't do it for me, and it's probably better than that if you like the genre, but not for me. The PV gets 63. It they tried.
I'll give the PV a 65. It's shot nicely, you know. That's never an issue with Yanakoto Sotto mute. Just yeah, boring as fuck.
They tried and failed.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess. Song, I'll give a 78. That's mostly because of the instrumentals. I love the instrumentals. It's totally up my alley and my kind of thing. So that's enough. That's enough for me to get a 78. All right, let's say Yanakoto Sotto mute. Awake. Next up, you got a sweet tooth.
I do.
All right. So hopefully you like Candy Syrup, self-titled song.
They don't do that very often anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be really popular in like the 80s, where they have the album and the a self-titled song after it.
Right. It's cooler to have a different title.
Yeah.
So Candy Syrup is a new group that was formed by a owner of a hair salon that does hair and makeup like this. Like I don't know what to call this. Is it Shibuya K?
Yeah.
Is that what Shibuya K is?
Yeah, probably.
Like visually,
Lolita.
I don't want to misrepresent them, but I believe their salon is in Shibuya. So
Yeah, I would say this is probably Shibuya K.
oh, sorry, they're in Harajuku. I'm sorry, this is
Or
Harajuku.
yeah, Harajuku.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's the one. It's like Harajuku. It's Lolita K.
Right. And gothic Lolita influences.
Yeah. A little bit of gothic, a little bit of the cute, kawaii Lolita stuff too.
Yeah. So the owner of the hair salon was like, "Hey, I want to make an idol group," and they made Candy Syrup, which is named after their hair salon. And I was hoping that their hairdressers were actually in the group. They're not. I looked them up. It's not them. They're random people.
Would be funny.
I guess they auditioned. But yeah, the video is full of what you would imagine if you take the Harajuku colorful neon pink blue that you can the color palette of cotton candy, I guess, yeah, for sure, and put it on hair, put it on the walls, put on their outfits, and
put it in the filter.
Put it, yeah, sure. The borders are pink.
The filter's pretty pink too.
Yeah,
it's like oversaturated with pink.
It is
light.
absolutely
Sure
oversaturated. Sometimes you can't tell if it's pink or if it's white. It's kind of nauseating at times.
Apparently, the vocal or the lyrics were written by the group as well.
Right, it was written by the group and the owner.
Yeah,
I believe.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
And does that say Guso Drop in the description?
Guso Drop where?
Towards the bottom.
It does say that. I don't know what that means.
Well, I don't know if the translation's right or what, but it
Oh,
sounded
that's the
like.
concert. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a concert. Yeah, it's like they skipped a line, so it looks like it's a separate thing, but it's
Yeah.
for that concert on August 19th. You'll see Guso Drop is there, and I don't know any of these other groups. So
Well, EQ DJ is the other dude, the owner.
yeah, the owner of the hair salon, right?
So
Yep.
this just seems really weird. You're a DJ and you own a hair salon?
And producing idols.
Yeah. And does he also own Starlight Records?
He probably has every single Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas albums. Because, my God, this fucking genre just needs to take a break. This is getting so out of hand. Like, we're gonna talk about NEVE Slide Down next. That's another one where it's just this genre is just getting beaten to death.
Slightly different with Never Slide Down, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's similar in concept. It's like post-hardcore mixed with hardcore, mixed with metalcore, mixed with synth. It's very similar styles.
Yeah.
This is just getting out of hand, man. Every week we talk about something that sounds like this.
Yeah.
It's
I
too much.
I like the composition of the members' voices. I like how they got a couple that are in the mid range. They got one that's a little low, and then they got a couple that can go high.
The one screamer.
Yeah, the one in black, she can go pretty low with her vocals.
I don't think her screaming is very good.
It's not. I agree with that.
That girl from Passcode would show up
Tear
to this
her
and just
apart.
destroy her.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, but she's awesome.
Sounds, and it's Anya. I don't remember.
Chase knows.
But no, her screaming sounds painful.
Right.
Like she's literally hurting herself.
Like someone stabbed her in the stomach, right?
No, I mean it sounds like she's ripping her vocal cords apart.
Right.
It sounds painful for her to do it.
It's the kind of stuff that if you keep doing it too long, you're gonna have like vocal issues.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Whether she's doing it right or wrong, I have no idea.
Yeah,
but that's
I don't
what
either.
it sounds like.
Right.
But when she sings, which she does, she sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think vocal work is fine. I think it's fine, and I actually think the song is pretty catchy. I just don't give a shit about this genre, basically.
Yeah.
At this point.
But again, I feel like the vocals are mixed too low.
Yeah.
I think they should be just a little higher.
Yeah. I don't think it would make the song better for me.
No, probably not. But I think they did better than Yanakoto with that. Definitely. Except for the screaming. I think the screaming needed to be a little hot, quite a bit higher, in fact. But maybe. But even then, I'm not sure that would have helped because you probably would have noticed just how bad it is.
So
I agree. The girl from Passcode would just destroy her.
I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe someone who listens to music with a lot of screaming would be like, "You guys don't know shit. That's an actual style screaming, you idiots." Like, I could see that.
And it very well may be.
But I prefer the Passcode version of screaming. It sounds like much more to my style.
But it still sounds like painful to do.
Yeah.
And
the girl from Passcode is awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy her screaming. I can't say anything else about Mascot I like, but I like her.
Well, I mean, that's the other complaint is like my same complaint of this genre of music is getting out of hand. This Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas cover songs are getting out of hand for me.
Yeah. And they do use a lot of different singing styles in this. You know, there's the redhead and the blue and the light blue, I think. They sing fairly normally, and then you got the one in the bright blue that sings in that high anime voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other pink one sings high, but it's not the anime voice. So there's a lot of different variations in the vocals in this, and I'm not sure I necessarily enjoy it all. It's very it's kind of like you got everything, including the kitchen sink, and it's a little too much. At least for me.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's okay. Um, anything else on this?
The PV.
And
Did we
what
talk
is there
about
to
that?
say? I mean, we touched on it, but
Uh,
I don't know. I don't have anything to say, honestly.
I'd say this one's a little more visually interesting than the others we've watched tonight. Just because there's more energy in the members.
Yeah, there's more variety too.
But I'm not sure I like the part where they do the screaming and it's the dark shots.
Yeah, it's like the room is dark and stuff, and the
Yeah,
lights
and
are flashing.
it looks like they're trying to do like kung fu or karate or something
Uh huh. Yeah.
in that little breakdown part of the song. I don't know if I like that. It seemed out of place.
Yeah. Compared to all the colors, the
Well,
neon
just
pastel colors. Yeah.
even just the theme. It's like, why are they fighting?
I, doesn't make any sense, man. Just fucking. They felt
And
like it.
I want to know if the girl in black actually has her lip pierced, or if that's like a clip on,
Yeah. I have no idea.
or the one in purple. I think she's got two piercings on her lips, or what looks like piercings. That could, yeah, I don't know. That could be stick on or something. I would definitely say this group's probably more interesting than some of the others that we've seen. But I don't know if they're going to be as good.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a good product overall. There's like clearly there's a vision, and I like that they have a vision. It's just I'm not a big fan of this genre of music, so it's hard for me to like get into it.
Yeah.
Same with Passcode, you know, it's just Passcode can have one or two good songs a year, but it's not enough for me to get invested in the Passcode because it just doesn't like that doesn't speak to me, and that's how I feel about this. Visually
Yep.
and audio wise, I don't care about Harajuku fashion or this kind of
Yeah.
music, so I'm fucked.
Yeah, I mean, the fashion really doesn't bother me. I mean, it's whatever. But the music, yeah, no. But I do kind of like that they're going a little more out there with like the piercings and stuff. Because you definitely would not see that in a mainstream idol group.
Yeah, I mean, Guso Drop, I know Ray from Guso Drop has several piercings, so I mean, there are people out there that do it.
Yeah, but they're not mainstream idols.
Yeah.
But Gusto Drop, I feel, is pretty much in a similar vein as this group, where they're doing the same
Yep.
or similar style of music, and
Musically, yeah, I would agree.
I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
So, uh, hmm,
You want to rate it?
yeah, this song's hard to rate for me. I like the instrumentals, but again, the vocals are kind of all over the place in style, so I don't know how I'd go with this one. I think I'll give this one a 75. I'm kind of stuck in the middle on this one on which way I want to go with it. The PV I'll give a 72. They at least made it a little more visually interesting, despite the fact they're not really doing anything.
Yeah, it doesn't really speak to me creatively or artistically. I do think that there's a good vision in this producer Iku. He has a vision. He's sticking to it, which is good. Just not my kind of style. So PV, I'll give a 70. It's shot pretty nicely, but the blooming effect is just yeah, it kills the colors for me a little bit. For a colorful PV, it looks yeah, it doesn't look good. And they look like they're confined in a small room.
It looks like the hair studio.
It's claustrophobic. So
Or the hair salon. It
yeah,
looks like where
I
they're
bet it
filming.
is. I would not doubt that. Um, Song, I'll give a 74. I do think the chorus is catchy, but this genre of music is starting to get a little too much for me. It's like every week there's one or two of these, so it's just too much for me personally. It's Candy Syrup, self-titled Candy Syrup. Next up, NEVE Slide Down. Song's called Leaving.
I already left.
Yeah, I mean, musically, I sort of left, but the PV starts off with the members of NEVE Slide Down, three of them. They're having some sort of meeting with a producer or a director, manager, whoever he is.
Management of some sort.
Yeah, and they're looking at, what do you call it, like a project, like spreadsheet type of thing.
An outline or something.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, we don't have any ideas for a PV. And then at the last second, before the song starts, he has this moment of euphoria or eureka.
Yeah.
He's like, oh!
The look on his face is just comical.
Yeah, it's horribly acted, as one would expect. And his great idea to make this PV good, I guess,
a live shot.
Yeah, it's a live shot. Not so much in that they actually held a concert. It's more like they held a fake concert. Mm-hmm. And his great idea was that let's put this dangerous, I don't know, maybe absinthe or some sort of alcoholic beverage or poison that makes people go crazy. It just says poison.
Let's put some like LSD or something in there.
Yeah, so he mixes it with a drink, and somehow everyone ingests it at some point, and everyone gets fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know if he was like, hey, yeah, we're, pulling cups off, and Philip was the idea while they had cut away, and you only see the last one, or what? But I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it just looks like he poisoned one drink, but
yeah,
in reality, he actually poisoned everyone's drink. Because they do show multiple people drinking and hallucinating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the fans start hallucinating, going crazy, and it's represented visually. A lot of, like, stop motion and, like, blur effects to show or mimic hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Or some drug effect, anyway.
Right, whether it's LSD, like you said, or, like, absinthe.
Ecstasy. Well, absinthe, you'd just be drunk off your ass.
I thought you hallucinate with absinthe. That's why it's banned in the U.S.
It's not banned. No, it'll actually kill you. It's because or used to. They've changed how they make absinthe now. Wormwood that they used to ferment it in or distill it in had cyanide in it.
Literal poison.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So if you got absinthe from the wrong maker, you literally die.
Yeah. That sounds awful.
So.
Yeah. So.
Absinthe is just alcohol.
Yeah. I don't know what the manager's great idea was. Like, was he expecting the crowd to go crazier? Is that what his idea was? I don't know why he had to pour the poison into a drink.
He wanted to create a mosh pit where a mosh pit wasn't warranted.
I feel like if you perform this music anywhere, it would happen anyways, regardless of people being high on drugs.
Yeah. Probably.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he wanted like an original Abyss type atmosphere or something. I don't know.
I think if you perform music like this, you're going to attract that kind of crowd anyways. So I think you'll be fine. You don't need to pour drugs into people.
Yeah.
So at the end, a cameraman passes out once the song ends.
No, he doesn't pass out. He gets punched out.
Yeah, but he's in the middle of a hallucination. He's just like standing there, like he's about to pass out, and then the member fucking slugs him.
No, I wouldn't say that he's there like he's about to pass out, but Yeah, I think this is more of a social commentary on don't bring a freaking camera to our shows. Then
I don't know if it's that meta, honestly, but
that's the way it feels. You know, it's like, what the hell are you watching this camera instead of watching us?
I mean, I have that same question about everyone who takes out their smartphones and records more than 10 seconds of video,
Yeah.
but people do it. That's just a thing people do. And I know Japan is way more strict about photography and videography, but like,
Depending on the group and venue, yeah.
yeah, they're really strict about that. And
So
I,
I
I
don't know.
even then, I don't think this is some sort of meta commentary on that.
I don't know. It might be. It's like, if you film us and don't pay attention, we're gonna freaking slug your ass.
I mean, if it's, if it's like any other
Which
idol
I
group
would.
of this nature performing live, I think most people won't have their phones out. They won't have the room to do that.
Yeah.
They will be
This is true.
like they'll have dudes like swinging their arms the entire time. They will just get their phones knocked out of their hands.
I don't know. They managed to pull it off at Baby Metal.
Yeah,
So
somehow. But I'd imagine the mosh pit for a show for this would be crazier than Baby Metal.
maybe. So this feels like another passcode
Yeah,
to me.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yes,
They even got the auto tuned vocals going.
yes. I'm done with this genre. I'm so done.
Well,
I mean, we've both never been big fans of this genre. And
yeah.
because, mainly of autotune, for me at least, and I think it was for you too.
Yep.
I think this song would be 15 times better if it didn't have autotune in it.
I think also if you're gonna do it, you need to commit to it. You know, with the one member there that sounds like a robot,
Yeah.
dress up as a robot.
A literal
Go-
robot.
Yeah,
Danger,
Go-
Will Robinson.
go full out on it.
I mean, but I don't want every idol group to have a robot member.
I don't either. But
I
if
don't
you're
want
gonna,
Nev Slide Down to do it. I don't want Passcode to do it. I don't want Candy Syrup to do that. It's just...
that's actually one thing I kind of liked about Candy Syrup. They're not as auto tuned.
I bet their second song probably has autotune in it.
Probably.
I would bet money on that. I would bet if they release an album,
Which is
two out of 10 songs would have autotune in it.
2 out of 10's not terrible though.
It's still too many for me.
But which would be really sad because Candy Syrup can actually sing. They're
Yeah.
not bad vocalists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, autotune is a great way to hide that you're a bad singer, but
Yeah.
we don't know for sure because we don't hear
But
them
no,
live without autotune.
no, you don't.
So
Well, and even with Passcode, you don't hear them live without auto tune.
yeah,
Which
I'm
sounds
sure some
really weird.
some guy would be like, I've seen Passcode live, and when they don't use autotune, it sounds fucking awesome. Fuck you guys. You guys don't know shit. You hate Japan. So
Okay. I mean, maybe that's true, but what I've seen of their live stuff is auto tuned
yeah,
live, and it
Right.
sounds really, really freaking weird.
yeah. Live autotune sounds weird for sure. Yeah, and it's entirely autotune in this song. It's
Yeah.
way too much. I
Yep.
want to hear this without the autotune. I would put money down that if the composer gave it a good enough melody, which I can't tell what the melody is because it's so goddamn autotuned, if he gave it a good melody, I bet this song would be great.
Mhm.
But then again, I still don't like that the chorus always somehow ends up in a disco beat, and synth is just too much synth in this kind of music. That's another reason why. It's not just the autotune. It's that the synth is way too obvious, way too aggressive, and the drums always goes to a disco beat at some point.
You know what
I've had enough.
You know what the short-haired girl's voice sounds like? It sounds like they recorded it with auto-tune and then put it through a synthesizer.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
And that's just why. You're literally destroying the quality there.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, I'm not gonna say who's a bad producer or whatnot, but it just this. I don't know why we need more. It's sort of like how we have idol groups that still do very straightforward idol music. It's like we don't need any more groups that do straightforward idol music. You need to do something a little more different. And
Yeah.
this genre of music is getting to that point of you guys need to do something different. Bring back heavy metal, like straight up heavy metal. Yeah, I guess there's baby metal, but who does straight up heavy metal aside from baby metal? You know?
Yeah.
Do post-hardcore, but without the synth or the disco beat or the autotune. You know, there's so many options, but they're just like, oh, this sound is really popular. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is really popular.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, and this is another one where I think the vocals are mixed way too low.
Yeah.
The vocals, as auto-tuned as they are, just blend in with the synth.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah.
Because it might as well be from the synth, because they crush their vocals up so much that it might as well just come from a keyboard. It might just be a sample from a keyboard at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So they needed to push the vocals up higher and kill the auto-tune. Or the vocoder or whatever the hell they use.
I am okay with that. Dell says industrial idols. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm up.
Why not?
I'm down for something new. I just don't want any more of this.
As long as they don't do rap. Let's not do that.
We don't need more rap groups.
Yeah.
We have Rhineberry Lyrical School and
Japan failed at that.
Yeah, Japan.
The idol rap thing does not work.
Yeah, I'm over rap as well.
The only rap thing that even comes close to that is Nakai to Sawai.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that, but the rest of it's so. Yeah, bring back
Rhineberry has some good stuff, but
yeah, some lyrical school. Whatever on them.
Yeah,
I don't hate them or like them either one. It's just like yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on this?
Yeah, I mean, hell, do Nirvana.
Yes. Grunge? Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. I mean, Yanakoto is sort of grungy, but a little more like a modern kind of grungy. But
yeah, I don't know about Grudge though, because I think Grudge, a lot of it is in the vocals too.
Right. You need that quality.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what'd be good? Grunge with Ina the End from Bish.
Yeah.
Ah? Her vocals would be perfect for grunge.
Yeah.
Fucking, that would be amazing.
I honestly thought about that when I was when we were watching Candye Syrup. It's like, I know would be really good at this.
Yep. All right, you want to rate it?
I gotta give this song, even though I enjoy the instrumentals on this one, I'd say more than Candye Syrup. I gotta give this like a 67 because I can't stand the vocals. It kills it for me. The PV is, it's a live shot type thing with them actually in the crowd rather than on stage, which I kind of like. I'll give it a 71.
I'll give the PV a 74. I think it's shot nicely. I think it's funny, goofy. I wish they leaned a little more into the crazy poison stuff. I wish they showed a little bit more of that. And, like, maybe dudes fighting because they're hallucinating or whatever. Something a little more into it would have been great. But, yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. Song 69. I like the instrumentals minus the synth. The autotune is way too much, as always. So, That's NEVE Slide Down, Leaving. Next up, Fullfull Pocket, Kung Fu Otome.
And more of the same thing.
Yep, and Fullfull Pocket was like, hey, we booked this rooftop for 8 hours, and we filmed one PV, so we could probably do another one.
Oh god, that is the same rooftop.
It's the same rooftop.
That's like 12 hours.
I don't know. I don't think it takes that much effort to shoot their PVs.
Probably not.
But yeah, the members of Fullfull Pocket are dressed in modified Chinese outfits.
Yeah, like they got the tops, but they got the Japanese fluffy skirts.
Right, and then their hair are in buns, stereotypically Chinese buns.
Mm-hmm.
Because kung fu. Because nothing says kung fu like fucking China outfits and hair buns.
Well, if you also notice, they say like London. If you look at the lyrics, how they write about it, it's London, Tokyo, Peking.
Yeah, Beijing.
Beijing. Okay.
Yeah, Peking is Beijing.
Okay, and then it's Tokyo. Well, why is or not? No, it's New York City. That's how it comes after. Why is Tokyo London in English, and then Beijing is in Chinese or Japanese or whatever?
Well, because it's because it's Chinese, and the Japanese way of saying Beijing is Peking, and that's how you spell Peking.
Okay, but why is it Tokyo in kanji too?
I don't fucking know.
Why is Moscow in English and not Cyrillic?
I don't know, man.
Why is it just that one word out of that whole line that's in kanji?
Let's just say they weren't very consistent with that. So the lyrics are like, we're shooting energy and love from Tokyo, right? Why would a kung fu girl be shooting love and energy from Tokyo?
Why would a kung fu girl be shooting love and energy, period?
It's like, I want it to reach Beijing, I want it to reach Moscow, I want it to reach New York. It's like, in London, it's like, what? What the fuck does kung fu girl, like, have to do with that? Like, that makes no sense.
Wow. Yeah, duh. I don't know.
And, they do, I don't want to say kung fu moves, but they do martial art poses.
They say, do.
Hi! Like, my God. This is...
They try to fight. They try to make it look like they know what they're doing. Let's put it that way. I was rather disappointed, though, in it, because, for a song called Kung Fu Girl, or Kung Fu whatever, there's an awful lot of... there's a huge lack of Kung Fu in the PV.
Right. There's no Kung Fu at all. Nothing that would suggest China at all, basically, aside from what they're wearing, how they're dressed. And that's stereotypically Chinese, not, like, literal Chinese.
Yeah, that's like the Chinese stereotype in Japan.
This is basically like, oh, Chun-Li's Chinese. It's like, well, yeah, because it's like a stereotypical character that a Japanese person created, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, it's, cultural appropriation, and then they don't really do anything with it. It's not like they go to a Chinese restaurant. Like, Cyber did a PV where they ate in a Chinese restaurant. They were eating Chinese food. Like, they at least win him with that. Some would argue not culturally appropriate, the little triggered snowflakes out there. But they didn't even go into that, aside from a couple of poses and how they dressed. They basically run around the city of Tokyo. I'm assuming it's Tokyo.
Probably.
Or maybe a shitty place. I don't know. They just run around the streets.
Maybe it is actually Little China or something. Yeah.
That would be in Yokohama, I believe. Little China. Yeah. Or the Chinese district.
But... yeah, even if it is Little China or whatever, you couldn't tell.
No.
So, There's no point in even. There's no point of it actually being kung fu.
Right. So it's pointless concept.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's sort of reflected in the song. There's some Chinese sounding instrumental work.
Oh boy.
Like some string instruments that could be Chinese. I'm not going to assume because I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. That's about the only Chinese reference.
Yeah, it could be that Chinese harp thing. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I don't know the name.
It could be, but I wouldn't put any bets on it.
Yeah, I wish they like got into fights or something, but no, it's too safe. Like this is what I would say safe. You know, they didn't even go for it. You know,
no. I mean, the choreography could have had something in it besides the whole punching that they do and then cut away from to go show something else. And there's like one or two scenes where they like throw a kick from across the roof. And the other girls badly react to it.
Yep. What a...
You know, we kind of said in our last video that they looked dead.
Yeah.
They look a little more alive here, but they're still really serious.
Yeah.
And this is not...
It's not a serious concept.
No. Well, and if they're shooting, you know, love and energy, why are they so straight-faced serious about it?
Because they're kung fu girls.
Ugh.
Yeah, none of it makes sense.
No.
None of it adds up. That's the thing.
None of it works.
Yeah.
With the whole concept in the song. Because the song's upbeat and energetic, but the drum sample that they used in this song.
Oh, God, don't...
Oh! Yeah, I normally don't really notice that stuff, but oh my God, how repetitive is that? The sample's like, what, 3 seconds long? And they just loop it throughout the song.
We'll get to some more drum sample complaints next, but yeah, it's weird. It's a... Like Kimito Shiru, it's a weird thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else?
No, my complaint about the vocals is still there. This one's actually better than some of the others, but it's still there. Mixed too low. But and it's the same thing. It's the same style of song. How many of these songs do we have this week? 4? 5?
What do you mean? Style?
The genre for the song. We had Candy Syrup, Never Slide Down.
Oh, come on. This does not sound like Candy Syrup.
No, it's not as hard.
There's like no synth or aggressive bass drumming or chugging guitar, distorted guitars. This is not the same. Come on. It's not the same. It's not even close. This is like typical idol pop.
Yeah. A little more rock. Well, yeah.
It's pop rock. It's
Yeah.
not close to the other things we talked about.
I don't know. This one irritated me.
Yeah. Rate it.
The song is a 60. No, I'll give it a 63. I really don't. That drum sample in the background drives me absolutely nuts. The PV gets a 62 because what the fuck.
We'll give the PV a 35.
Okay.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's shot okay.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense. It's not interesting at all. Nothing about it says kung fu really. Song I'll give a 70. It's no, that's 70's fine. 70's fine. I think it's got a decent hook in the chorus, but I don't think it's a good song. Like I don't think it's a bad song, but I don't think it's a good song either. It's a 70. It's pretty whatever. Full Pocket, Kung Fu Otome. Last but not least, Ayumikurikamaki, Kizuna Mix. Speaking of drum samples, I hate the drums for this sound like shit. Like shite.
Maybe this was the one that really annoyed me. But
It sounds like shit. Ayumikurikamaki, when I first heard their stuff, they at least used what sounded like actual drums and actual guitars. This song sounds hella produced on a synth keyboard. Not saying their previous stuff wasn't, but this sounds even more so.
yeah, this is the one. But even still, what I said about Fullfull Pocket is still accurate.
Yeah, I'll take Fullfull Pocket's drum sounds over this one. It sounds
Yeah.
flat. There's no punch. It sounds like what Cheeky Parade used to do when they first debuted. Their drums sound like this. It's flat. It's bassy. There's no pop. It's not bright. It's just weak sounding.
Yeah, there's no hi-hat to it. There's no cymbal.
There is, but it's so flat and not crisp. Like hi-hats are supposed to be crisp and bright, and it's supposed to be like tinny, so it's really easy to notice. This just sounds like someone's taking a drumstick and hitting a can with it. And it's a very obvious synth sound. That's not how actual hi-hats sound. So that's a dead giveaway as to them using a synth track.
If you hear an actual hi-hat, you can hear the metal vibrate on it.
Right. I mean, you can close it to make it not vibrate as much, but yeah, it's what they're going for in this. But it's clearly a synth shit sound.
Oh, no, I'm not thinking of a hi-hat. What am I thinking of? What has the metal under the drum? The
metal under the drum?
Yeah, it's kind of like strings under the drum.
Oh, snare drum?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, the entire drum track sounds like shit. Like, weak, flat, and terrible sounding. It kills the song for me.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Again, the sample's like, what? 2-3 seconds long, maybe?
Yeah, but I mean, samples loop all the time. Like, even in actual drumming, if I play the entire song, I'm going to have similar beats for most of it.
But there's little nuances in there that change.
Right.
This is just the same thing. You could tell it's a loop.
Right.
I mean, it is...
I mean, it was very obvious from the start that it was a synth, so it was going to be a loop anyways.
But the only thing that changes throughout the whole song is it gets a little faster in a couple of spots.
I mean, faster as in there are fills, not actual tempo.
Yeah. As in it actually like sounds like it's faster. But it's the same sound.
Yep.
I'm hitting B flat. I'm just hitting B flat like more.
I mean, drums don't have notes, but sure.
Well, yeah. It's a synth, so you're hitting now the B flat
the key. Yeah.
I'm just hitting it a little more, and it's like, yeah.
It sounds like shit. I usually don't complain that much about samples because samples, they all sound the same. But this one specifically sounds terrible for the kind of music Ayumikurikamaki does. Because Ayumikurikamaki, they're supposed to be like this hard rock, with a little bit of a punk influence to it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you don't do that. Like, if you go up to a punk rock musician and tell them, hey, guess what I use for the drum track? A keyboard. They'll fucking punch you in the face.
Yeah.
They will punch you in the face and piss on you while you're passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I could definitely see that.
It sucks. It sucks that...
The guitar sounds alright.
It sounds okay. Yeah, it's not bad, but
But
nothing is good enough in this PV to, or not PV, the song to like overlook the bad sampling of the drums.
no. And
Like the
even
melodies
the
aren't catchy,
even the guitar is a really short loop.
and
And
it's very flat sounding.
I think that's part of the problem is they're really short loops.
Yeah.
So they're very noticeable. If they'd been longer with a little more fill into them, they might not have been as noticeably.
It's
Uh,
I don't think anything sounds good
no,
instrumentally.
no.
And the vocal work is fine. I'm glad
Yeah.
they're not auto-tuning their voice. They used to do some obvious auto-tuning, sort of like Passcode, where a lot of it was auto-tuned. But at least they have clean vocals here, but the melodies aren't good. It's not catchy.
I haven't heard. I think this is the first one I've heard in a while from them.
Yeah, it's been a while because they block everything. We can't even proxy it.
Um,
This is the first one in a long time that we can actually watch.
I watched them on TIFF, and they weren't auto tuned.
Right.
So
Yeah, maybe the recent stuff isn't auto-tuned, but the early stuff was, for sure. But yeah, this song is pretty meh. Let's talk about the PV. It's, I don't know, it's like a emotional, sentimental PV.
I don't know what this PV is supposed to be.
Yeah, it has like emo moments where, girls like looking sad in a bathtub, in the bed, on the floor, in the kitchen, and then there's moments of them hanging out in a park, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the context is. Like, Kizuna is like Bond, so maybe they're talking about the bond that they have between each other, but nothing visually in the PV actually highlights that at all. So it's, I don't know. It's a not interesting PV.
No. Why do they rap in this song?
Yeah, they do that.
Uh, no, yeah, I felt really weird. I felt a disconnect in the video. It's like the shots where they're alone and looking depressed or in the bathtub are all like, yeah, okay, those I can see. And then they got the shots where they're in like the checkered outfits that they most of the singing is shot in. Those almost seemed like a behind the scene footage.
Hmm.
Like they're not. This was filmed as filler or something, and it didn't feel like it was part of the video.
Yeah, it's all like, it
Or
feels like
supposed to
separate
be.
pieces of
Yeah.
a bigger thing. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's not cohesive.
it's like okay, here's the PV with them looking depressed and sad, and then here's the behind the scene footage that we recorded where they're all happy and go lucky and totally different outfits. It's just weird.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense at all.
I must say they do have like one of the simplest outfits though that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and a lot of times simple is usually better.
They're not even doing their like normal bear outfits.
No,
Did they get rid of that?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything recently because they've all been blocked until this one.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you said they're performing at Tokyo Auto Festival, right?
Well, I listened to them. I didn't really pay
Oh, okay.
much attention to them. I was playing Minecraft at the time,
Mm.
so I didn't pay too much attention to the video. But
Well,
yeah,
this
I
is
don't-
disappointing. That's all I can
yeah, I don't think. I don't think they were in their bear outfits, or bear themed. Anyway, yeah, no, I haven't really liked anything by Ayumikurikamaki. That was more Gary's thing than mine. So I still watch their stuff, but I never really got into them.
say. I mean, I really liked their first single. I think it was their first single, Jetto Kuma Star. It was like 3 years ago. But since then, like,
Was that the Is that a single or an EP?
Well, the song had a PV. I like that PV and song a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. On their website, their promotional footage, promotional thing at the top, photos. They're not wearing their bear stuff, so I guess maybe they ditched the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
All right. Anything else on this?
Why does she squirt ketchup everywhere?
None of this shit makes sense, man.
And why is the bathtub blue? Why is the water in the bathtub
That
blue?
might be the bathing powder that Japan really likes to use.
Blue is not a good color for a bathtub.
No, but it feels really good though. Those feel really good.
I'm sure that bath bombs or whatever they are.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do feel really good, but that particular color of blue reminds me of toilet water. That's like the color that a lot.
Maybe she's wallowing in backed up toilet water.
That's like the color that a lot of your toilet cleansers and deodorizers.
Right, Clorox things. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, really, you could have picked like pink.
Nope.
Or orange, yellow. I mean, it is.
No, that's too. It's too happy. Orange, yellow, and red. All that shit is too happy. They needed something sad.
I wouldn't necessarily say red, but is happy. Yellow is actually one of the most depressing colors. to
I wouldn't
look
know.
At. Yeah, the studies that they've done, yellow is actually the most depressing color to actually look at.
Good. Now I know not colors to avoid. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, they recommend you do not paint your house yellow.
Good. All right. Anything else?
Yeah.
Rate it.
I'm gonna give this a. Oh God, I'm gonna give this a 60. I do not like the song. The PV is what? Yeah, I'll go with a 60 on it too.
I'll give the PV a 62. It's shot nicely. I don't mind. I think the editing's fine. It's just questionable things. It doesn't make any sense why there's 8mm film shots and why they look sad at times and then at times they're happy. I don't understand what they're trying to do. Song, I'll give a 60. It's, yeah, the sample, 60 is probably too low. Whatever. Yeah, the sampling of the drums sound terrible. I think it sounds flat. They're supposed to be like an up-tempo rock group, and you're using instrumentals that sound clearly not real. You could at least use samples of that sound real, and it's not.
They got the budget samples off of like
they have money to
Craigslist.
They have money. Trust me, they have money. They've done it before.
They do. I'm sure they do.
Why they did this, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to
me. They used the budget samples this time. You know, the ones that cost like $5.
Yeah, but you pay for it once and you have it though. It's just it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. It's flat. It sounds like early Cheeky Parade that I didn't like because it sounded flat. So, yeah. Ayumikurikamaki, he's in the mix. And that's all the PVs we're going to talk about tonight. What a shit show tonight was. I didn't really like anything specifically.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at this going, who's the PV of the night?
The closest thing I can say is Yanakoto Sotto mute. That's the only thing I actually felt really positive about. Like the song, the PV I know wasn't great, but like that song I prefer over everyone else's song, so I don't know. I mean,
and I was thinking Ebisu.
I think you like candy syrup. I don't think Ebisu.
I mean, I didn't mind candy syrup, but
I really don't want to give it to Ebisu because I just it seems like we're giving it to him because it's the most recognizable name on the list. Not that's our intention, but it just comes off that way.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a cop out.
Yeah, because we don't like anything else that strongly.
Yeah, because it was like the safest option there was.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right. You're right. It is the safest option. It's the
Uh,
easiest pick to make just because we know it's a known quantity, right?
yeah.
I'd I'd honestly rather give it to Yanakoto or Candy Syrup. But if you think Ebichu is the one, I'm not gonna fight it, honestly. I don't care about this week. This week is rough.
Yeah, it is. I'd have to go with candy syrup over Yanakoto.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I liked it enough, I think. So I
Oh
just
yeah, Rosario Cross was that 5 minute.
yeah.
What the hell?
So Candy Syrup is it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give it to Candy Syrup, self-titled song, Candy Syrup.
With a Y, with a Y-E.
Yes, Y-E. It's Candye syrup, but you pronounce
Yeah.
it Candy Syrup. So
Candye.
yeah, I mean, I think in terms of knowing what they wanted to do and executing on it, I think Candy Syrup was the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
I think everyone else was either confused, bad production, bad ideas, bad budgeting, whatever. I think Candy Syrup had like a good balance of everything where they had enough interesting ideas as well as like execution, while everyone else not so hot on the execution or the ideas. So
Yeah, and I think the song for them was probably the better of that style.
yeah, for sure. I'll take Candy Syrup over Leaving or any other song probably except for Yanakoto. But yeah, I'm totally fine with giving it to Candy Syrup.
So,
All right.
yeah, I mean, for a debut, it was good.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what they do next, but if they don't really change the musical style, I'm not going to be that
Yeah.
hot about it. So yeah, that's Candy Syrup is the MVPV of the week. Their song, also called Candy Syrup. If you're part of their management, or if you're EQ, if you're listening to this, hit us up. Give you a shout out. I'm not going to give you a gift.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. I don't know. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the show. You can check us out Saturday nights around 7 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/NewSchoolKaidon or youtube.com/NewSchoolKaidon. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Draco at Draco60, me at YoshiRect, and the New School Kaidon on Twitter. Make sure you're following the New School Kaidon on Twitter. It keeps you up to date with all the PVs of note that have been released. And thanks to the number 244 for updating those. So that's gonna do it for the show. Anything else, my friend?
Yeah. Maybe we'll let Chase out of the closet. Next
Oh,
week.
we're gonna let Jesus
Maybe.
Christ. Words, phrases, phrasing, man. Come on. Yeah, I think Chase will be back from his time in California. He's working and doing other stuff, so he's quite busy. He can't. He's made to work every Saturday night, so he should be free starting next week. We'll see. Stay tuned for that. He should be back next week. If not, week after, whatever. We'll see you guys then.
Soon.
Yep, we'll see. You'll see Chase then too. So see you guys next week.
Later.